morning, folks. My name is Kevin Douglas Berg. I'm here to provoke thought and move humanity just a little bit. Um, I want to talk about. Um, I was talking to my friend Frankie, and we both really are similar in how we feel and what we feel, and about people and how we want people to progress. And when we see somebody that's in duress or that is down on their luck, that we would give them something, as many of us do, because we see a person out there, we're like, okay, here's a five, here's $1, here's 50 cents, here's whatever. And I spoke of, and we, and she spoke and I spoke. It's a shame when the next day you come out there and they're still there and they're addicts or they're alcoholics or they have other quote unquote things that they're addicted to. And when I was power washing, there was this guy, and right before I filled my gas tanks and my 5-gallon tank. There was this guy that was sitting there, and I saw him over and over again, and I ended up giving him like $5 or maybe $10, $5 or $10. I felt bad for him, and I had a little money in my pocket, and so I wanted to give it to him. And then, unfortunately, I saw him again and again and again and again and again. Then I'm like, okay, so I fed his addiction, right? You're like, I fed his addiction, stupid me. I fed him the monster that he's looking for. And I have my glasses so I have no glare. But then I looked at it in a bigger picture and I'm like, I might have fed his addiction. But in God's eyes, we're all sinners, right? No one's perfect in the eye of God, really. So if no one's perfect in the eye of God, and his or her life is so bad, so awful, so not want to actually sustain and think and actually live in that kind of environment, they have to go find an escape. They have to find an escape. Then I'm like, well, Frankie, my escape is this. My escape is content creation. My escape could have been alcohol. My escape could have been drugs. My escape could have been a vape. My escape could have been something else that was of a substance that was detrimental to my health. Thank God it's not. Thank God it's not. But why should I judge somebody that picked or it just happened to have an addiction that is detrimental to them, but it's still their escape? Like, how is my escape anything different except my escape it's not detrimental to my health? And like I said, it made cigarettes as addictive as heroin on purpose. And the vapes, same kind of process or protocols. So if we're not supposed to judge or be judged in the eye of God, why should I feel badly if that person used whatever money that I gave them or you gave them, or the intendency of what you did to be used for not the most healthy and not the most quote unquote morally correct thing that that person was suffering from. So when I mention addictions, when I mention being addicted, when I mention being tied to something or a process or a substance, um, the best thing we can do, the best thing we can all do, is try to have an addiction that is not only better for you, but better for society to move it forward. And I found it in creating content. And like I said, I could have easily found it in a cigarette. I could have easily found it in a vape. I could easily found it in alcohol. I could have easily found it in drugs. I could easily have found it in another substance, whatever. But I'm not going to judge anybody when their addiction changes your brain. When your addiction actually changes you, when your addiction becomes so much of you that if you do not have the quote unquote fix, you can't function. You can't function. I'm not going to judge anybody's addiction. I have my own addiction of my own, but fortunate enough, it's for the good, in my mind anyways. And it's not detrimental to my health, which I'm very lucky for. Just a couple thoughts on addiction. All right, we're at 7 minutes. Let's break it down. Pray for you, pray for me, pray for world peace, pray for those coming and going. Pray for those on a plane, train, automobile. Pray for those served, are serving, post-serving, fighting with PTSD. Pray for everybody in uniform, firefighters, firemen, firewomen, rescue, first responders, women, men. Pray for the people next to me, the guy next to me. Pray for my haters. Pray for the anti-Semites. Gotta love your haters more than they love themselves. Pray for everybody that is suffering from mental, physical, emotional distress. That tomorrow they have less suffering than they do today. Pray for those that need food, shelter, water, clothing. That tomorrow the world is more compassion. Tomorrow is more empathy. Tomorrow they find more resources of giving, so they can live day to day. Pray for you and me, world peace. My name's Kevin Douglas Berg. I'm here to provoke thought and move humanity just a little bit. Folks, you guys are the best. Thank you. Kevin out. Excuse me. Sorry about that.